time for Under the Cowl of MS Podcast episode where we just talk about whatever. I didn't do one last week. Instead, I put out a unpacking my life. Yeah, I think they're called unpacking my life videos. Just going through some more. I think that one was action figures, Star Wars figures, and some more art. But yeah, just put that out instead last week because I've been a lazy bastard lately. Been trying to get through stuff that's in the house, but I haven't been hauling any new stuff back in. I had a ton of credits built up on my Microsoft or my Bing account, Microsoft points. So I was gonna go and pick out a couple Xbox games and download those with the points, but they had a thing for like 35,000 points or something like that. You got Game Pass for 3 months. So I'm like, what the hell? I don't really like getting Game Pass in the summertime because I got too much stuff going on. But I haven't had Game Pass or been live on Xbox in a long time, probably 2-3 years. So I figure, what the heck? I'd do the Game Pass for 3 months uh, with my points. And I still got probably a good $20 worth of points left, but those all that build up for a while until they tell me that my few dollars that are still in my account are going to expire because they only stay for like 60 days and then they expire when you cash in the points. But free free 3 months of Game Pass. I figure, what the heck, see what's on there. I know they just had the game show, the one that I don't know if I talked about it, but I watched it, and there are a few new games that I was really interested in, and a lot of those will come out on Game Pass day one. So I'm hoping they come out in July or August. While I still have this, I just noticed the coming to Game Pass list. Let's see, we got Call of Duty World War II. I'm bored with the old World War II storylines, but I'll probably still go back and check it out, see how the graphics are compared to the older ones we used to play. I haven't played a Call of Duty in forever, so once that comes out, I'll check it out. Rise of the Tomb Raider, that one, I think it's on Game Pass already, but I've already played that and conquered that, so I'm not going to play through that a second time or play it twice. Nightmares 2. I know Nightmares 1 looked interesting back when I had Game Pass last time. I think I just checked it out a little bit. I didn't play too deep into it. Now there's a second one out, so I might have to go back and recheck the first one, or just jump into the second one, see where it's at. I remember going through different like fairy tale nightmare type things that I feel like that's what it was like. Uh, Mecha Mecha Break. Don't know what that's all about. Not really into the big mech tanks and all that stuff. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Played those back in the day, but I don't think I could get into them now. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. That might be interesting to check out. Some sword play. Grounded 2. I never played Grounded 1. I think that's where everybody's miniatures and you're dealing with all the insects around you and all that stuff attacking. Gears of War Reload, I'm kind of looking forward to. That was on the show. on the game show. I'm pretty sure that's the remake of the original Gears of War, just to update on graphics and all that stuff. Gameplay will probably be all same as it was. Ninja Gaiden 4. I feel like they should be past number 4. I'll check it out. I have never enjoyed a Ninja Gaiden game other than the first one. The other ones were kind of weird gameplay wise, control wise. I don't know, I just couldn't get into them. The Outer Worlds too. Now that one I'm really curious about, because if you watched the gameplay of that at the last show, I swear they took a lot of stuff from Fallout and from other games that this game looks like. So, which isn't a bad thing because I'll enjoy playing it if it's like those games. But it's just, I can't believe how much they can duplicate and copy missions from and stuff like that. Copy the looks, the backgrounds, and they're just. I seen that with a few of the games at the last show. Uh, Definitely were playing off other games, platforms, or something like that, because they had similar buildings, similar layouts, all that type of stuff. But we will see. They're coming soon, so at least hopefully Outer Worlds 2 and Gears of War Reloaded I can check out. The rest, not too exciting, but I will see how they are at least, since it's free to check them out. Far as games I've checked out, played a little bit of so far since I got Game Pass. Atom Fall, post nuclear war type environment. You're going around collecting things. It's one of those games where there's a lot of talk. Uh, I gotta pick dialogue and stuff. I hate when I have to do that. I just want to play the game. I don't want to talk to anybody, especially when I'm doing post nuclear stuff. Hopefully, everybody's dead or mutated. It's just me. That's all I want. I just want to go around, collect things, take out creatures, stuff like that, like Fallout. Deal with certain factions and things. My coffee today is standard black coffee mixed with mushroom coffee. Because the mushroom coffee this time, the wife said it's the same brand that I got last time, but this time it was more earthy. So mixing it with regular coffee grounds makes it taste a little bit better. Brutal Legend, the old rocker game from Xbox 360 back in the day. I downloaded that one just to play it again. I played it through it and conquered it like 3 times back when I first got it. But I haven't played it in so long. I remember it being simple gameplay, but it, I started it up and I don't know. To the part where I saved the headbangers, released them from the mines, and got them to start following me around. The old muscle-headed headbangers just going around headbanging everything and breaking it and fighting with by headbanging. Uh, I'm in that section of the game right now, and I don't know. I don't recall having to control them as much as I do right now, but I thought I had more where I was just going off and doing my thing, and when I needed the headbangers, I could call for them. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll play that one anymore. This doesn't grab me like it did back in the day. Dead Island 2 is one I was gonna buy before I decided to do the 3 months of Game Pass instead. They had Dead Island 2 on Game Pass anyways, so that way I'd get to play it. I like it. I like the whole Dead Island series. Uh, but right now I'm stuck at the first boss, I think it is. It's like a big muscular phys ed teacher that's a cross dresser. And he's running around in a wedding dress trying to beat the crap out of you and does Hulk ground pounds to make the earth shake and knock you down. I had him twice right at the edge, and I do something stupid, and then I get killed instead of injecting some life and then going after him. The Dead Space remake, I was looking forward to playing, but I've conquered that game so many times. I'm playing the remake right now, and I am so bored playing it. Uh, I haven't played games in quite some time with the whole having to move and all that stuff, looking for a house. It's definitely been a good 6 months since I've sat and vegged on the Xbox for any decent amount of time. Doom the Dark Ages, it's alright, but I recall the last Doom that came out was awesome. This one doesn't have that entertaining of entertainment to me as the I can't remember if it was like Doom 4 or some Doom remake type thing. But that one was fun. This one's alright. I mean, simple, go around blowing shit up, but not pulling me in either. Then I was excited also because of Indiana Jones. I heard good things. I wanted to play it. Am I playing a game or am I watching a movie that tells me to hit my controller certain directions every now and then to crawl through a rock or open a door? And so you gotta do all this extra work, and all you're doing is pushing a button. I want to open something. I gotta push the arrow up so it opens it. Just let me hit the A button or the X button and just grab stuff and open stuff. I shouldn't have to hit X and then hit my arrow a certain direction, and then all it does is open a door or open a cabinet or walk you through a tight space. Really not that much actual gameplay. I mean, right now I'm in a section where I'm beating up a bunch of guys, sneaking through a town, trying to get certain places. But it just two things: not getting the indie movies out of it. Started out like it was going to be following the movies, but then it jumps to the cityscape whole thing where it's, I don't know, huge waste of time, huge waste of everything. I was very disappointed in the Indiana Jones. I'd rather go back and play my Indiana Jones Legos games than do that. Pissed off birds outside. My cat must be sitting out there again. Speaking of cats, I do have Little Kitty Big City. I'm going to try that one out probably tonight. See how that one is. Where you play a cat going around the big city. And the other one I want to check out tonight is Redfall, the vampire one that got really shitty reviews. I think I'll like it because people were like, "Oh, it was just basic gameplay," and that's what I want. I just want to play a freaking game. I'm tired. I want to sit down. I want to play a game for an hour or so, and just yeah, just let me do that. But not really impressed so far with the Game Pass games. Let's see what else we got here. We got Plague Tale Requiem. That must be the second one of Plague Tale. That was an interesting game with all the rats. I still got Alice Madness Returns or something like that. That game I played when I had Game Pass last time. It was alright. Aliens Dark Descent I want to check out. Another Crab's Treasure. I don't know what that is, but a crab underwater searching for treasure. Might be interesting. The art games are on here. I've been wanting to try those because I always consider them when I go in to buy stuff because they're usually pretty good bargain priced. Don't care about Assassin's Creed. I don't know what Dusk Falls is. I might have to check that out. Barbie game. Bunch of Battlefield games on there, which I back in the day I enjoyed Battlefield more than Call of Duty. Felt Battlefield was more better with the single person gameplay, and then Call of Duty was better with the team play. Speaking of Call of Duty, you got Black Ops 6, is it already? Holy shit. I haven't checked that out. Modern Warfare 3. I just checked out 1 and 2. They have number 2 on here also. Call of Duty Warzone. I think I checked that one out. There's a Brotato game. It's just a cheesy looking game with a potato with guns. Let's see. Those things. City skyline type things and stuff like that. Build your train systems up. Crash Bandicoot, the Insanity Trilogy. I downloaded because I'm like, I haven't played Crash in forever. I should get into that. Oh my god. These old games are just, they don't hold up. Not at all. There's an original Xbox game, Crimson Skies. That was a good game back in the day. I'll have to try that and see how bad it is now. That Dead by Daylight. They got so many add-ons for that now. I should check it out again. I didn't care for it when I checked it out last time. So I'm just getting too old for games, I guess. It's weird. Is it Doom 64 or Doom Eternal? Huh. Oh, they got so many Doom games now. That Dredge game looked interesting. I think that was like a side scroller on a ship type format. Fable 3, I should go back and check that out again. I know I was enjoying it. I think that's the one where I had the dog that I enjoyed. One of the better companion games out there. It's like they got Fallout 76 Gone Fishing, which is a fishing game like thing. But I don't know what else it does. I haven't really got into Fallout 76. I bought it, but didn't have online play Game Pass or any of that stuff, so I couldn't play it anyways. So maybe I should check it out while I'm here. Far Cry 6 I haven't checked out yet. I might have to check that one out. Uh, Firefighting simulator, and they got a cop simulator. They got so many different simulators now. Fight Night Champion. Fight Night was one of the best boxing games out there. At least the original. I think I didn't care for the second one. Yeah, a couple Forza games. I haven't played a good racing game in a long time. Gears of War, they have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five's Game of the Year edition, and Gears of War Judgment, some other one, and Tactics. Oh, the Ultimate Edition. They got so many freaking Gears of War games out there, damn. That's a downfall with the Game Pass, too. It's like, do you really need to have 5 or more versions of Battlefield, Call of Duty, Gears of War, and Assassin's Creed? Why don't you just give us like 2 of the better ones and switch them out every now and then? All right, they do have the original grounded game, the fully yoked or voked edition. Halo also, you got Halo Infinite, Halo Wars 2, Halo Wars, Halo Spartan Assault, and Halo the Master Chief Edition. It's like, do you need anything more than the Master Chief Edition that it has all the different Halo games on it? It's like, just go with those. Indiana Jones game just bummed me out. And I'm going to keep playing it. See if it gets more actual gameplay instead of watching little movie clips and being told what to do. Mass Effect, you got 5 games on here. I mean, all those companies, if you just got them down to 2 of their games max, there'd be another 20 different games in here they could add that were something else. Mirror's Edge has a newer version. I think I like the first one. It's like fighting games you would think they have a bunch of. Sports games you'd think they have a bunch of. And I don't know why they have NHL, 3 versions of it. Yeah, NHL 94 Rewind, NHL 2024 and 2025. Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden the original, or Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3. Ninja Gaiden Master Edition. Shouldn't the Master Edition be enough? I mean, if it don't those always carry over all the other editions? But yeah, that's pretty much Plants for Zombies versus Zombies has 4 different versions on here. Resident Evil they just have 2 and 3 remakes. Which I wish they'd come back, have like number 4, 5, and 6 in here. Go for replaying those. Spyro I bought. Another game that I can't really get into. Star Wars, they got 5 games in here. It's like Battlefront and Battlefront 2. Battlefront's the best. So you don't need number 2. I was excited with Super Hot Mind Control Delete. I thought it was a new version of Super Hot. It's the same one that I already played through. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants Unleashed, and Shredder's Revenge. Don't think I played either one of those yet. Elder Scrolls Oblivion has a remastered edition, it looks like. Walking Dead has 5 different versions out there. Hey, Trace, there's so many games that has like 5 or more versions on here, and they could have totally made more space for different games. Vampire Survivors. I don't remember seeing that on the list before. Yeah, I'll have to go through here again and pick out a few more to play. World War Z Aftermath. I didn't care for the first one. I didn't care for the movie, but I might have to check out the second game. Army 4. I think I checked that out last time I had Game Pass. Funny that most of the games I checked out last time I was on Game Pass, which was probably a couple of years ago, are still on this list. It's like re redo stuff. Zumas, the Zoo Tycoons, all those were on it here back in the day. Pretty sad. Sports update. uh, Stanley Cup. I sadly didn't have any TV because the guy who owned the house before me left his internet set up here and it didn't have the channels I needed so I could watch the Stanley Cup. So I finally just said screw it, had his stuff deleted out of here and had him redo our internet and so I could get those channels and get me TV for Svengoolie on Saturday nights, me and the wife's date night. Uh, yeah, I was happy. The Panthers won. I got to see the final game of the Stanley Cup. So missed the rest of. I think I got to see the first game and the last game. So, and I wanted Panthers to win it anyways. So that was good over the Edmonton Oilers. TV wise, wife wanted me to get BritBox again because they had new episodes of Death in Paradise, which I think we already got caught up on. It's like get something like that that's good, and it only takes us a day or two, and then we're caught up. Then we're back to our watching our house shows and stuff like that. Amazon Prime, I watched Sonic 3, the third movie. I didn't realize, I thought I already watched it, but apparently I didn't. But I enjoyed that just as much as the last two Sonic movies. Uh, Hulu, I started watching the Musketeers show again. It's got 3 seasons on there. I'm almost done with season 1, but it's decent. I like the people that play the Musketeers, Athos, Porthos, and all that. What else we been checking on Hulu? Oh, they have Lego Masters is back. It's all right. Not as exciting as it was last season. Uh, I checked out a UK version, but that one they have a bunch of kids that are also part of it, and the kids, you watch them in tears when they're getting ready to eliminate someone, and then it's like you don't know if you're getting eliminated, and you're already crying. And it's like I don't want to watch that. They have an Australian version. I think the UK and Australian version, I think are on Tubi. Tubi. Such a catchy little log on. But yeah, I think both versions are on there, so I'm looking forward to checking out the Australian one. Hopefully that one's better than the UK. And of course, the American version is still the best. Uh, Other than that, Joe Rogan took over the 1% Club or whatever it's called. That little game show that Patton Oswalt was doing last season. Uh, I enjoy that. Just the simple questions, something to watch. See how good I can do. I usually screw up a question in the midway point, but then I'll be able to answer the rest of them all the way up to the 1% one or something like that. And it's like I would have been kicked out the show, but would have nailed able to get through with the rest of the questions. That would suck if you're doing that. I kind of think that they should, if you get kicked off within the first so many rounds, I think if you should be able to still answer questions even though they don't count, but a computer can keep track. And if you get three questions right after in a row after you get kicked off, you should be able to come back on like a second chance type thing. I know they give you a card that can save you on a question too. So, oh yeah, I don't know if they still have it, but I got an email for it. The Polar Paradox did a Kickstarter for the trade, so you'll get all four issues. And the fourth issue, I am a security guard. I'm drawn in as a security guard that gets killed, and my security guard partner happens to be Anthony from the Crimson Color Comic Club. We both got drawn in on there, so that's a cool thing to check out if you want to check out a fun story. It's a really interesting story. I like what they did with it, but they have so much they could have done, and I hope they go back to it. But yeah, the whole polar paradox concept, what's happening, what they found, they could easily turn that into 24 issues of all kinds of madness and craziness. I hope they do. But definitely, if you want to see me in a comic, check that out. uh, let's see here. Did that? Oh yeah, there's Microsoft. I entered this $10,000 giveaway. Uh, and there's, I think it goes until August, but my name came up twice in, I think it was week 3. Every week they do certain drawings for, it's a $2 million contest, but every week they're doing drawings for $10,000. And my name came up twice. I'm like, well, are you going to contact me? And did I actually win? I don't know what's going on. I guess you got to wait till August to find out. So who knows? I might have won 20 grand or 10 grand. So that'd be awesome. It might, knowing them, a lot of those contests are just Microsoft points, but hell, 10 grand in Microsoft points, I could do all kinds of things. Get all kinds of video games. Give the wife a 5 grand worth of Amazon cards to use. Uh, but yeah, that caught my eye, got me all excited, but I'll have to wait until the contest is completely over to figure out how that's going to work. So, and then I don't know if I mentioned it on my podcast episode or where, but if you've been following what's been going on with me and everything, I had a locksmith company that came. Sorry about that. I am getting taken over. Stupid ants. They have these big ass, and they're carpenter ants. They look like they're the big black ones. but you're just seeing them every now and then in the house. And it's like, nope, that's not going to work. We got ants all over outside, which I can't put a bunch of powder or anything down because the cat walks through it. So that sucks. But yeah, I just I don't want carpenter ants deciding to eat all my wood flooring and everything. Cause I know they like burrowing into trees and woods. Up at our old house, we had a couple. Well, we had the mated pair of woodpeckers, and then they had a baby this last year. And coffee's cold. I'm not gonna take another sip of that. They had a baby woodpecker this last year, and they would hang out on that one tree of ours that has tons of holes from those stupid ants. And they were pecking on different parts of the house. So I was like, okay, we got termites. Apparently, that's not the problem in Wisconsin. If you got woodpeckers pecking on your house in Wisconsin, it's because you got ants. And yeah, every spring we're dealing with tons of ants up there and stuff. But yeah, I got to find a way to do something without having anything that's going to harm my cat. I guess I'll have to get the stupid traps that they crawl into and then take the shit, the whatever poison back to their nest. We'll see what happens. And now my eyes are all over the floor just waiting for more. But yeah, I was talking about my ordeal with the locksmith, where the guy came, he bitched about both doors. The one regular door he fixed, but he had to knock the strike plate off it because the door doesn't have a strike plate on it. It's like, that's your job. You're a locksmith. You come, people have old locks that need to be repaired, and that's what you do. You repair the freaking locks. You don't sit there and complain to the customer that they have old locks. It's like, what? You want me to put brand new locks on my doors for you and then say, hey, come and redo them? I mean, that would be pretty freaking stupid. So yeah, this guy really pissed me off, and he's sitting there constantly talking in another language. I'm guessing to someone on some Bluetooth device or whatever. I couldn't see anything in his ears, but he just kept talking and talking and talking in a lowered voice. Then he'd speak louder when he was talking to me, and yeah, he's just, I don't know. It drove me nuts. But he got that one door handle done. The whole shaft was all bent in there and everything. So he got that done, and then he screwed up my garage door. He brought a bigger handle than the one that I showed him, that I sent the pictures to him for. Has the name right on it, the name of the company that the lock came from. He brought some big giant one. And so when he was tearing it apart, I said, "Stop! If you're having problems, you're not getting it out. I don't need it out. I want to still have a door handle to use." I asked them if they could just pop the lock part out and just put a new lock mechanism in there, and so I'd have a key and could lock it. That's all I cared about. And he sat there and said, "Yeah." He's like, "I want to get it done. I'm going to get it done. We're going to take care of it for you." So he finally got the old one ripped out. And then he realized that the new one he had is way bigger. It's like, you couldn't tell. I told you it was bigger. I could see it. And he just set it next to the other one while the other one was still in the door, and you would have noticed that it's the wrong handle. And all that crap. But he sat there and complained about it the whole time. Got it all ripped out, the old one. Couldn't get the new one put in. Kept drilling the holes out bigger for the bigger mechanisms. And just destroyed my door. Uh, and then closed it. Told me they only take cash. I grabbed the cash, $530 or whatever. I give him the cash. Oh, he rolls his tinted window down enough that I could hand him the cash. He sat there and counted it, rolled his window up, and takes off. Like, receipt? Anything? He offered to come back before that with a different handle, but he's like, they're really hard to find. They don't make those anymore. It's going to cost you another $350 or whatever. I'll do it for, he said. But he takes off. So I'm like, oh, fuck. No receipt. I go to open the door. Hear the door, when you close it, the two side clamps clamp shut and lock the door. And you can't open it unless you can turn the handle. Well, I don't have no freaking handle in my hole anymore. My other garage door is manually locked, where I just slide the latch in and lock it. It doesn't have a handle on it. So I need this door to work. Well, luckily I have an old wooden barn door between my two garage doors. And I just started kicking, shoulder blocking the door, and just beating the shit out of it until it finally, thankfully, broke open enough that I could get in there, unlock the one door, and then I noticed that that's why I couldn't get into the other one, that those two side things automatically locked. So I was locked out of the door. I had to break my wooden door down, so that pissed me off because having that old barn door, I could have fixed it up nice. Painted it, had that old barn door, but now it's shit. The deadbolt that was on it, I completely broke the metal out of the deadbolt. You can't tell me that a deadbolt does much good because that was the old school big brass looking deadbolt, and I was able to break that with a few kicks. Uh, but yeah, called the company, wanted to complain. They kept telling me a manager was going to call me, all this shit. Kept giving me the runaround. And then I sat there and said screwed after 2 weeks of not getting anywhere. I'm like, I'm going to try Fox 6 Investigates. I see the commercials all the time. What the heck? They'll go after someone for you for free and see if they can help you out. Well, the lady called me, needed some pictures. I sent her the pictures. And then within a day, the company, the locksmith company, a person I could understand and talk to, called me, went over everything with me, and he's like, no, none of that should have happened, this and this and this. He's like, well, we're going to give you a refund. Within a couple hours, I had a refund in PayPal. He gave me the $530 back. He says, we're going to send someone out, because I told him. I went on eBay after I broke my doors and stuff and brought the old lock in. I went on eBay, looked it up, and they had hundreds of that lock. So I ordered one for 18 bucks. I told him 20 bucks, but I ordered one. It was like 18.99, free shipping. Got that here, and they said, yeah, we're going to send someone down and we're going to get that door fixed for you. No charge, all that, plus complete refund. I mean, granted, I could have complained and probably got money for my door that I had to bust out, but I was happy just with this. I mean, I couldn't complain about that. They had a guy here the next day. The guy that came, I felt bad because he was a bigger guy like me, and it was the hottest day of the year so far, where we were hitting 108 that day, and on Saturday. And he came and he's like, "What was this guy doing? What was he thinking? Why would he do this?" He's asking me for the parts, and there's little parts all over the place. He left stuff on the floor and the gravel driveway all over the place, screws and plates and all this shit. It's like, really, dude? But this guy just kept complaining about the other guy. He's like, what? What was he thinking? What was he doing? Why did he do this? Why would you destroy this? But yeah, he took the right lock that I picked up off eBay, and he's like, "Oh, look at this. Once he drilled the holes out, when you put the screw in to tighten the lock in, the whole mechanism slid through the holes, so you can't secure it. So luckily I have a bunch of bolts and washers and clamps and all that stuff. So I'm like, here, let's try this. We took a couple nuts and put a washer in it that just got the hole good enough, and we were able to secure it. But then we realized once you do that, you can't put the turn plate over. So he ended up having to take all that apart, and then he cut the bolts so they were short enough once threaded that we could still get the turn plate to work. And did that. And then he didn't have the cotter pin from the old one was missing. Luckily, I have tons of cotter pins because we used to have old True Value. So Dad had all that stuff in the garage, and I just took all those boxes full of nuts and bolts and pins and all that stuff from the tractor company, and we had, and yeah, we were able to jimmy rig it up enough that it worked. Whether or not it'll work for long term, I don't know. But at the moment, it works. I can lock it, all that, which is nice because 2.5 car garage packed full of shit that needs to come in the house. Granted, there's squirrels probably living up in the ceiling of my garage 'cause there's all kinds of issues with critters around that I'm gonna have to deal with and try and get them live trapped and moved somewhere else. Take them out to the Kettle Moraine so they don't have to worry about psycho neighbors shooting them. uh, but yeah, that was that was nice. I was stressed out over that. It's like we don't have extra money right now with buying a house when I wasn't planning on buying a house. Having a payment that's takes up almost half our finances a month. It's like holy shit! And then I got our first water bill in the mail that everybody complains about. For 6 weeks, I owe $100. So yeah, it's gonna be a few $100 every quarter, I'm sure, which sucks. But I had a pure water filtration system that I got from somewhere that was still, it was in one of my boxes I opened, and it's still all this filter and everything sealed up. So I was able to throw that together, and the water tastes all right going through the filter. And I bought a 6 pack of filters for that, so we're good to go for a while. See how that goes because honestly, $100 for 6 weeks. I mean, granted, I was only showering twice a week. The wife showers more like 4 or 5 days a week, but I was only doing it twice a week, so I wanted to see what the first water bill was going to be like, and then maybe go to 3, 4 times a week and see what the water bill's like after that. But thinking about it now that I got the pure water system on here, and I can use that for my coffee, my drinking water, most of the stuff we do. Uh, what you spend going and filling jugs, and yeah, the refills are 50 cents, but the fresh fills are like $1.20. I mean, probably 5 jugs a week, driving back and forth, getting them and stuff. And yeah, that that's annoying considering you're paying for village water. And if I'm paying for village water, it should be clean, taste great, and I shouldn't have to go and buy jugs of water. So I'm thinking about going to the next village meeting and having a little discussion with the village. It's like, why are you charging us so much for water when we can't drink it? and use it for cooking and stuff like that. And we got to go off and buy ice, buy water, other places, haul it home. So we got drinking water and all that stuff. It just makes no damn sense. Flushing the system with tons of chlorine all the time and fluoride and all this other shit, whatever you're putting in there. It's like, if you're going to charge me for water, I want to go right up to a sink. It doesn't have any filtration system or anything on it. Turn the damn thing on and drink the water directly from the sink. I shouldn't have to do all this other crap. So I'm gonna have to go start issues with the village, I guess. There's a few other things that are annoying the hell out of me, but we will see. It's like two of my neighbors got warnings. They got till the middle of next year to repaint their houses or they get fines. I'm waiting for them to complain about my damaged overhang that I gotta get fixed or I'll get a fine. You gotta mow the lawn. I can be mowing the lawn, and if I get a little bit of grass on the road and the cop goes by, I can get a fine. It's like, really, you can't give me 5 minutes to finish mowing the sidewalk area, and then I got my leaf blower right here next to me. I will take the leaf blower and blow it all out of the road when I'm done. But yeah, they got very stupid rules around, and cops that are so good at giving you fines for shit like that. But last night, 3, 4 times, there were two guys on their crotch rockets, motorcycles, drag racing up and down the main road here. It's like, where are you at now? The cops aren't anywhere to be found. Uh, there was a bunch of cops that went through a couple nights ago, and sadly, an 18-year-old kid got in a motorcycle wreck, died. It's like, I guess the kid hit the truck instead of the truck hitting the kid, but I don't know for sure on the details. But yeah, when we were down in Arizona that time too, we were just sitting out enjoying a summer day out in the parking lot of the trailer park, having a few drinks. All of a sudden, some kid comes, turns on the road by the trailer park, just lights it up, just hauling ass on his little crotch rocket, and a truck pulled off the next road up, and he only floored it for about a block and a half till he got to the next block where the truck came out, hit the back of the truck, flew through the truck's back window. We saw plastic exploding everywhere. He had to have got that thing up to a good 75 or faster miles per hour before he hit the truck. And of course, he broke his neck flying through the back window, killed him on impact. The guy in the truck was all right, just little scratches and cuts from the broken glass and stuff like that. But yeah, it just everywhere you see, watch out for motorcycles. But it's like motorcyclists, watch out for everybody else too. Don't be dumbasses and just blame the other people on the road. You should be watching what the hell you're doing too. And there's no reason for if you want to go haul ass, you can go right out to uh, what you call it, the main racetrack in Wisconsin. They have open weekends where you can take bikes and cars and trucks and whatever else and race the track. Uh, so do something like that. I get it. Yeah, it's fun to just haul ass when you're young and dumb and full of cum. But ass, gas, or grass, no one rides free. All the good old sayings back in the day. But yeah, you gotta use your heads too. But it drives me nuts that every time someone does get in an accident, they don't, even if it's that person's fault, they come back with more motor vehicles need to start watching for motorcyclists. It's like, what? You guys own the road? It's like he hit the truck. It's his fault, not the truck's fault. And so yeah, you gotta take those things into consideration. It sucks someone losing their life or something like that, but I mean, it's stupidity gets stupidity. It just you gotta watch, pay attention to the world around you. Anything could happen. We just had just this morning. I thought for sure it was Lemmy. Oh, son, there's this truck just squealing its tires, and just the guy's screaming out the truck. So I'm looking everywhere for Lemmy. Here he's just laying on the back porch, kicking it. Thankfully, I'm guessing that there was something with a kid because the kid school's out right now, and there was no animals running around out there. When I looked, I just seen some kids. So I'm guessing the truck driver was yelling at some kid on a bicycle or something that cut into the road, something like that. So yeah, that's gotta pay attention. You're drive, and it always drove me nuts that you can get a driver's license at 16, at least in Wisconsin. Once you get your driver's license, you're behind the wheel of a 5,000-pound bullet, and you can run into anything and kill a bunch of people. And it's just, yeah, it's something that you can drive a car at 16. You can't drink till you're 21. Go into the military when you're 18. And there's so many different things that you can do, but you got to wait till a certain time to do them. Whereas other things like driving a vehicle, getting someone knocked up, all that stuff, you can do with very little practice. And you can have a kid without any type of licensing or learning any rules or learning about childcare before you have the kid or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I'm going on a rant. I don't need to get down on just, yeah, just be safe out there. Uh, think about what you're doing behind the wheel of a 5,000-pound bullet. There's a lot of shit that can happen. You can fall asleep. You can blow a tire. And hell, I was driving down the highway and a dump truck blew its front tire and it destroyed all the electrical systems, fuse box, and all that in the truck. And he lost control of steering. And I was in the fast lane just coming past him. And when it happened, his steering wheel just cranked to the left and he shot across in front of me, down through the meridian, ripped up all the fencing, went across the other side of the highway, almost hit a couple cars, sat there, and yeah, it was a friend of mine I went to school with, found out, and his family's company, and he just took out all his electronics, and that took out his power steering, and he couldn't do shit. Yeah, anything can happen, and that's more like a 10,000-pound bullet. I mean, if I would have got a half a mile further up the road, probably, I would have been right there, side by side with him, and that dump truck would have went right over the top of my car and crushed it, crushed me, killed me, because he was fully loaded. So yeah, so that's even more. That's more like a 15,000-pound bullet. But yeah, anything can happen out there. And we had family member going on vacation just not long ago, a few months back, and a lady slammed into the side of their car. And they were just on their way on vacation, so they didn't even get on vacation. And yeah, it's a dangerous world out there, but it's got to use common sense. But keep falling under the cowl of MS. I'm done ranting. Today's hour was mostly just video games and movies and TV shows. Talked about that stuff. But yeah, I've been slacking this week. I got a truckload of stuff out there today. I gotta go start hauling in. But I had to take a break. I was sweating like a pig, so I had to throw a bandana on. So take care. Keep following under Cowl of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes, leave a comment. I'll comment back. Check out Crimson Cowl Comic Club, our group podcast, and I will continue to put out stuff as long as someone watches it, even if it's just me. All right. Take care. Bye.